Hey guys, Nick over here at Randy's. I'm going to walk you through the install on our 10 to 12 Fluidyne cooler for your 6.7 Cummins. This install should take right about 30 minutes from start to finish and requires no specialty tools. We have laid out the tools you'll need here on the screen. Go ahead and pause it if you need a moment to gather your items. Now that you've got your tools, let's begin. Once you've popped the hood, you're going to want to remove the front shroud using your flathead screwdriver or trim tool. Then use your socket and driver to remove the grill assembly. There are only bolts along the top to remove. The bottom section is only held in by clips, so pull evenly and gently when removing the grill. Now we must remove the hood latch assembly. Start by unclipping the latch cable as shown, then grab your socket and driver to remove the latch assembly and set aside. Now we will remove the smaller front cover that drapes over the factory transmission cooler and AC condenser. Using your flathead or trim tool, pry back the plastic dust covers on the lines going into the factory cooler. Using your pick tool, remove the retainer clips on both lines. For this next step, it's good to have some shop rags ready. Using your socket and driver, remove the retainer bolt for this line bracket shown. Now gently pry on the transmission lines to pop them out of the factory cooler. On the driver's side, between the radiator and washer reservoir, there is a continuation of the transmission hard lines with another set of quick disconnects. Remove the dust covers and retainer clips for both lines and remove them through the front of the vehicle. With the lines now fully removed, take the supplied plugs and insert them into the factory cooler ports and reinstall the retainer clips. Before we install the new cooler, we need to install the fittings and the mounting brackets. Take both 90-degree threaded elbows and install the O-rings as shown, using a little bit of oil to lube them up before installing into the new cooler. Now take the supplied brackets and loosely fit them to the cooler. It's important to not snug the brackets up at this step, as some fine tuning will need to happen once the brackets are mounted onto the truck. Now we are ready to install the transmission cooler onto the vehicle. Using the new hardware included in the kit, line the cooler up with the existing cooler brackets. Now snug the hardware going from the brackets to the truck. Also make sure you leave space between the new unit and the factory one. Now you can install the two 90-degree elbows into the top of the cooler and snug them down. These are swivel fittings, so you can fine-tune the angle once they're tight, but make sure the final orientation has both elbows pointing towards the driver's side. Now back between the radiator and washer reservoir, install the supplied quick connect fittings into the existing transmission hard lines and secure with the locking clips. Install the long hose onto the passenger side of the cooler and route to the lower cooler line. Then do the same for the short hose to the top line. Once all lines are in place, tighten all the fittings on the cooler and behind the core support. On the left side of the radiator, locate the two bolts holding in the fan shroud. Loosen these bolts, but do not fully remove them. Now take the supplied hose mounting bracket and slide it in behind the bolts, then re-tighten. Take the isolator clips and wrap one around each hose and slide into place at the newly affixed bracket. Then tighten using your wrench and Allen socket. Do this step for both lines. Now take the supplied figure 8 line separator and attach to the lines at the front of the truck using the small Allen wrench. Now that you've successfully installed your transmission cooler, start the vehicle and run it through the gears. Be sure to engage reverse, neutral, and drive, and then check your fluid level. Since this cooler holds more capacity, you will need to add up to an additional quart of fluid before driving. Last but not least, before you put the truck back together, check for any leaks and tighten any loose fittings accordingly. Thank you guys for watching our install video. If you guys have any more questions on how to install or where to get your cooler, feel free to reach out to us.